Okay, how is it going, you guys? I'm here to bring you The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 7 review entitled Crossed. And boy, oh boy, was it a crossed episode for this episode. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Rick, Sasha, and the group are building a fort to basically protect themselves from the zombie. That's how the episode starts off. Then it kind of transitions into what kind of flashes back or flashes forward between the two groups. So you have Rick, Sasha, Tyrese, and they're going to Atlanta to save Carol and Beth. And you also have Gabriel, Abraham, and well, not Gabriel, but Abraham, Glenn, Maggie, and that group. And they're trying to deal with, the recent occurrences of Abraham and Eugene. They were basically fighting because Eugene lied. He lied about what he initially knew. He said he was a doctor. He said he was going to save. He had a cure. He had to go to Washington, D.C., which was on the past episode. And we found out that he lied about that. And he was just basically trying to cover his own butt and trying to save himself, which it turned out bad for him because in the end, we saw Abraham knock out Eugene, and Eugene was left unconscious. And we were left as the audience. We thought that he was dead, but he wasn't. He wasn't dead. And it showed that in this episode towards the end, which that's kind of a spoiler, but oh well. So that happened. So Rick basically, he wanted to go to Atlanta to save Beth and Carol, but he needed a group of people to go. He didn't want to go alone. He didn't want to go by himself. So he chose Tyrese, Sasha, Daryl, and he also met up with Noah. And Noah was the character who escaped because of Beth. And Beth helped Noah escape. And, I thought that was kind of a little, but there's a reason why. And it shows within this episode why that happens. So Abraham, of course, is still upset about Eugene. He doesn't really want to talk to the group. I think Maggie tries to reach out to him a couple of times, and he's kind of apprehensive. He really doesn't want to talk to Maggie, or he really doesn't want to talk to anybody because he's still upset. And that is, of course, he's betrayed, and it showed the flashback within last week's episode of why. He just lost his family. He was getting ready to take his own self out. He's getting ready to kill himself. But because of what Eugene said to him and promised to him, he said, you know what, I will not sacrifice myself. I won't kill myself. I will stay. I will keep going, pushing through life and see what happens. And things just got a little shaky. So, of course, Rick develops a plan for Sasha, Tyrese, and Noah to rescue Beth and Carol. And how this plan comes into fruition, this was really interesting. So what happens is you see that this was so crazy. You see that two cops come and try to ambush Noah. They use Noah as a scapegoat. Two cops try to come in and ambush Noah. All right. So they're getting to the point where they're trying to take him in and question him. And Rick, Daryl, and one other character, which was Sasha, they come in and they pretty much have them in. They ambush them, and the cops try to get away. It really doesn't work out to their extent, and they basically tie them up and they start questioning them about their decision. Now this is where the cross comes in. This is where the cross comes in. They start questioning them. Now all the cops were saying, I don't want to give any information, and this is what one of my professors said, and it's so true. Don't ever take somebody's kindness for weakness. Now, here, get this. So one of the cops says to Rick, which is the leader, says that you're a cop, and he says, you know what? Let's give them some information that they can pretty much run with. So he basically says, you know what? I have a way that you can pretty much get Beth and Carol, but you have to kind of small mind or kind of play the role for the cop, which has Beth and Carol under their custody. So you have to play the role. Now, towards the beginning, this cop seemed like he was a cool guy. He was a legit guy. He was honest. But towards the end, you saw that he lied. He lied. He basically said, you know what? There's somebody over there that I want to kill. Somebody over there in the far distance that I want to kill. And I want you to go over there and look through this window, Sasha. Look through the window and see who this guy is. Now, of course, Sasha, being the gullible person she is, she goes over there, looks, what's going on, bam. It's, you know, man, she falls down, and that's how the episode ends. But I also want to focus on Gabriel, which is the priest. Now, this guy was a guy who I never trusted from the start. You know, first of all, he said that he never killed anybody, which that's honestly true. But nonetheless, you know, that's kind of a big question mark to me, especially a guy who's in a church all by himself, which, you know, why are you there? But anyway, so the reason why I don't trust this guy is because he had a secret hole in this episode. He had a secret hole where he was trying to go down in this hole and try to escape. Now, why is he trying to escape? I don't know why, but I don't know why he wouldn't want to escape. Because where would he go? And that leads me to believe that there is something that he's hiding. There's somebody he knows, because he's running away like he knows, like he has a destination where he wants to go to. And this zombie approaches him. And, you know, he's like, oh, man, you know, well, what is this? You know, this is crazy to me. So the zombie approaches him. And what he does is he doesn't want to kill it because it has a cross. So that leads me to believe that he's not as bad as he says, as he's leading himself on to be, but he's hiding something. Gabriel is hiding something. And there's a lot of characters in here that I think that are hiding something within their past that they need to pretty much let the audience know, or let the viewers know about. And I know that they don't want to spoil anything, but towards the season finale, which is going to be next week, it was the mid-season finale, the mid-season finale, which I'm excited for it, but there's still some questions that I have towards this series. And I think it kind of went fast-paced, maybe because we lost some characters that, you know, I definitely didn't want to die per se. But yeah, nonetheless, it was a good episode. IMBD gave it a 10. Yeah, I don't know if I'll give it a 10. I may give it a solid 9 out of 10 or something like that, maybe 8.5 out of 10. Mainly because, and I just kind of want to focus on this, is that if you're in a zombie apocalypse and a cop, which you don't need to trust all cops, no matter how smooth the cop is. But I think once he stated his name, you know, he said his name was Bob, and she probably just thought, oh, you know, he's Bob, the guy. And she probably thought that he was attractive. And she probably said, okay, you know what? He's probably an honest guy, and he's a smooth talker, which he was a smooth talker and an honest guy. And so she figured that because of this guy's credibility, he's a cop, he's nice, he's well-spoken, that I can trust this guy. And so she said, I'm going to take this guy over here because he says that there's somebody in the distance who needs help or who you need to kill. Why do you feel that it's your job to kill this guy? You know, you're under no oath. You don't have to help him. If anything, he has to help you. And you actually looked out the window to look and see if that guy was over there. And that was just a free opening shot. Boom, he's gone. Now he can basically tell the agent, which her name is escaping me, the agent of what's going on, who Rick is, who the team actually is, who, you know, the weapons that they have, everything. And it could just all go to go bad. And of course it will, because if you look into the first opening scenes of the next episode, it shows that things are just going to go very, very bad, very, very bad. It's just you're gonna see some chaotic turns. You're gonna see people double cross people, even more so within this episode. I think somebody may possibly be injured or may even die, which I hope that doesn't happen. But it seems like it's gonna go that way. And I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't, because this is a wonderful series, and I just think that the main problem with me is just the decision that Sasha made, which just wasn't smart in my eyes. So yeah, so that's really basically it for this episode. You know, I thought it was very, very good. Was it? It just, the only thing that just threw me off was just, yeah, like I said, just the last scene, final scene. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna check you guys later in the video. I'm gonna check you guys later in the next live stream. Peace. Stay cool.